Share, and I'm the NYC Wingwoman. Today I'm going to go over the signs that he's just not into you. Now I know this is a hard topic and it's also hard for a lot of us to admit, but it's important because we don't want to waste our time on a guy who's just not that into us. So tip number 1, if you text him and he doesn't text you back for over 24 hours, I'm sorry, he's just not that into you. If he was into you, he would either text you back right away, and if he's not that good about texting, then he'll at least text you back within the hour or two. Because they always have their phone on them. I mean, this is the 21st century. Everyone is constantly checking out our phones. How often do you go out to a bar or to a restaurant and you just see people on our phones? That's because we're all pretty much addicted to our cell phones. And he saw your text message, but he just chose not to respond. And maybe he forgot to respond. That's a common thing you hear. But if he was excited about you, he wouldn't have forgotten. He would have been excited to text you back. So I'm sorry, but if he doesn't text you back in that long, cut him loose and move on. Tip number 2, if he's always busy. If a guy is into you, no matter how busy they are, they're gonna make time for you. Tip number 3, if you're the only one that's constantly making plans and he's not making an effort, then he's just not that into you. Don't waste your time in thinking of all these great plans to make him fall in love, because why put that energy onto someone who isn't going to give you that same energy in return? You deserve somebody who's excited to make plans for you, and you're not always the one who's doing all the work. So cut him loose, move on to the next guy. Tip number 4, he only calls you to come over and doesn't take you out to a social setting. Unfortunately, that probably means that he doesn't want to be seen in public with you, because either he's talking to another girl or he just doesn't want to be seen, like maybe dating. That's ridiculous. You don't deserve to just be cramped up in a house or in an apartment or wherever it is. You deserve to be taken out and to be shown a good time. So if he's only allowing you to come over his house to hang out, move on, girl, because you deserve somebody better than that. Tip number 5. Ugh, I hate this one. He only calls you at the end of the night as a booty call. Hey,
baby, how are you doing? Yeah, like, come over, I miss you.
Ugh, take his number and goodbye, because, honey, you're better than a booty call.
Tip number 6, he tries to change you. If any guy tries to change you, then get rid of him, because you're wonderful the way you are and you deserve someone who's going to appreciate the person that you are. If someone tries to change you, ew, you do not want them in your life, because you don't deserve that. You deserve somebody better. Be confident in who you are and don't ever allow a guy to change you. Tip number 7, if he's constantly texting someone else in front of you and hiding it, he's probably texting another girl, or he's just not interested enough in your conversation and he feels the need to have to text somebody else. That's annoying. Goodbye. I'm right here. He should not have to be texting someone else. Tip number 8, he says that he just doesn't want a relationship. He really likes you, but he's just not ready for a relationship right now. If a guy is really into you, then he's going to be ready for a relationship, because he's not going to want to lose you to the next guy. You hear this a lot, and that they're just not ready for a relationship, and they just don't want one right now, but they love hanging out with you. Yeah, I'm sure they do, because they can have you and have the next girl. They have nothing holding them down. But if a guy is really into you, he's going to want to put a title on you, because he's not going to want you to go anywhere else. Tip number 9, he introduces you to his friends as, hey, this is my friend. If he likes you, he's not going to say, this is my friend. That's him trying to say, I'm putting you in the friend zone.
Stupid boy.
Tip number 10, It's only on his time. When you're free and ready to do something, he's busy. But when he's all of a sudden free, oh, come on over, let's do something. He's just not that into you. Now, those are my 10 tips that he's just not that into you. Say those don't all apply to you and you guys have been dating for a long time and things seem like they're going great on your end. If you guys have been dating for over 2 months and he hasn't asked you to be his girlfriend yet, then it's probably time that you say something to him. And say you say something like, hey, where's this going? Like, you know, don't sound needy, but if he still at that point doesn't want a relationship with you, then most likely he's just not that into you. So you might as well stop wasting your time and move on. Find a guy who's worth your time. Find a guy who's excited about you and who wants you as a priority, because you should be their priority. You shouldn't be constantly waiting and hoping, and that's just not fair. If a guy wants to be with you, he's gonna be with you. If he really likes you, then he's gonna show it, and he's not gonna want any other guy to come in between. So if he's just not that into you, don't be scared to admit it. Move on, because why keep wasting your time? I hope this helped. I'm Cher, and I'm the NYC Wing Woman. If you have any questions or need some advice, please feel free to comment below, and I'll definitely try to get back to you. Good luck in your relationships, and I wish you all the best.